Hey, I'm Ryan from the Burnout Show, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to install your push rods and rocker arms on a Chevy 350. So right behind me here, I've got my 1976 Chevy Camaro dubbed the Banana Peel, and I'm currently rebuilding the 350 inside of it again. I previously rebuilt this 350 in episode 6 of Burnout. There will be a link to that episode up in the top right corner. You can go check that out right now if you haven't seen it. It's a great episode, super fun. But I'm rebuilding this again, which I highlight why in that episode. But let's get to the push rods and rocker arms. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is grab your push rods, because we're going to install those first. Now, if you've got brand new push rods, great. But if you don't, you can reuse your old ones as long as there isn't a ton of scratching and scrapes or dents or dings on them. If they're pretty clean, pretty smooth all around, especially on the two ends, then you can go ahead and reuse those. Just clean them up and we'll get to it. First thing, you're gonna wanna get some assembly lube. Now, assembly lube comes in like two main forms. There's a grease type and an oil type. This is basically a very thick oil that I have here. Either one is fine, doesn't matter what brand, but I'll throw a link to this bottle down in the description below, because this is the stuff that I use, and I used it when I was first rebuilding this engine, and it works great. And on top of that, it smells really good too. It's weird, but it does. So with your assembly lube, you just want to take a little bit and put it on both ends of the push rod. Just a little bit. You don't need a ton. You just want to cover it up so that when you put this in the engine, the two places where it's connecting to metal is pre-lubed already. And now we're going to go ahead and slide this into the cylinder head. All right, so like I said, this is super easy. You just take the push rod and you find your push rod holes and you slide it down in onto the lifter. And you want to make sure that you get the end of the push rod into the lifter properly so it sits down just like that. But super easy, you just make sure it lines up in the hole. If you've got some guides like this, make sure it sits well in the guide, and then you just go ahead and repeat that for all the other ones. So the point of the assembly lube is to make sure that before the oil has a chance to pump up through the engine and before you build up oil pressure, the assembly lube makes sure that before the oil has a chance to reach these parts, they are all lubricated so you don't have any unnecessary scratching or grinding that could possibly hurt your parts in your engine. All right, so once you've got your push rods installed, it's time to grab your rocker arms. Now, rocker arms come in a lot of different shapes and sizes and types. I personally have self-aligning rocker arms in a 1.5 ratio. Yours might be a little different. They might not install the exact same way, but for me, I'm gonna show you how this works. All right, now a lot of rocker arms will be very similar to this, but mine come with 3 different pieces. You've got the arm itself, you have the rocker ball, and you have the nut. So we're gonna go over to the engine now and put all these pieces on. So the first step is going to be grabbing your rocker arm and your assembly lube. Now we're gonna need to lube up a couple pieces here. So I have these rollers right here. You might not, some of them do, some of them don't, but regardless of whether or not there's a roller here or just a flat piece of metal, you're gonna wanna put a little bit of assembly lube on here, because this part is going to be touching the metal on top of the springs. Now, once you've lubed up this spot, we're actually gonna go ahead and throw these on the engine. You'll notice on your rocker arms that there will be a divot on this side, or a hole, and then on this side, like I said, a roller or a flat piece of metal. Now, the roller or flat piece of metal will go on to the valve spring, and the hole will go sit on top of the push rod. So you're gonna just slide the stud onto, or slide the rocker arm onto the stud, then grab your rocker ball, and you're gonna wanna lube this up too. So once you've got that lubed up pretty good, you can slide that on in onto the stud in the rocker arm. So you can lube all this up pretty good. It doesn't really matter how much you use, but you wanna make sure that you do use enough. If you don't use enough, that could be bad. But after the ball, you grab your nut and you start threading that on there. Just hand tight at first. You don't want to go too tight with this because you got to set the valve lash after you've got them all done. So once you've got that screwed on there, you can go ahead and install the rest of your rocker arms the same way. All right, so once you've got all of your push rods and rocker arms installed, it's time to set the valve lash. So you can see that these rocker arms are extremely loose right now, and that the push rods have a ton of lash in them. They can move up and down and bounce out all around. That is not good. You do not want that to happen. We gotta tighten those up, but you can't just tighten them willy-nilly. You gotta set it specifically. So the first thing we wanna do is get to top dead center on cylinder number 1 on the compression stroke. Now, if you don't know exactly how to do that, I'll show you right now. So you're gonna wanna spin your engine until the exhaust valve on cylinder number 1 is about to move up. This one here is your exhaust, this one is your intake. So we're gonna watch this push rod right here and wait until it is starting to go up. Now I have the engine preset, so it's about to be there. But if you watch closely, hopefully you can see. I'm just gonna spin this. There. So now the push rod started to come up a little bit. So we're gonna back that off just a tiny bit, and now we're at top dead center. Now that we're at top dead center, we can start to set the valve lash on the intake valve on cylinder number 1. So what we're gonna do is just start tightening down the nut on this rocker arm. And as we're doing this, you wanna grab your push rod and wiggle it up and down, because that is gonna be how you know if your lash is set properly. Once you get to the point where your push rod can no longer move up and down, it's no longer got any wiggle. Mine's still got a good bit, so I'm gonna keep going. All right, I went a little bit too far. Let me back that off. So right now I can still wiggle it and I can still spin it. So we just want to keep going a little bit, still got a little bit of wiggle, keep tightening it a little bit, tiny bit more. All right, so once it's got no wiggle up and down on the push rod, then you put your ratchet back on and you do exactly a half turn on the nut. And that will properly set the valve lash on your intake valve right here on cylinder number 1. So at this point, what we would do is continue to rotate the engine through the cylinders in the firing order and setting the valve lash on the intake valve on each cylinder. But what we can actually do to make this process go a little bit faster is go to cylinder number 6. So while we're at top dead center on cylinder number 1, we can set the valve lash on the exhaust valve on cylinder number 6. So right now on cylinder number 6, the intake valve is completely open and it's about to start closing. And at this point in its stroke, we can set the valve lash on the exhaust valve. So we're gonna do the exact same thing here as we did on the intake on cylinder 1. We're gonna just tighten this down a bunch. So we'll start wiggling. Wiggling, we've still got some play in it. We're almost there. All right. Now that is the exact point where we have no more up and down wiggle. And then once again, set up the ratchet up at 12 o'clock and do 180 degrees. Now, the valve lash is properly set on the exhaust valve on cylinder number 6. We can continue to go through the engine now, doing 2 at a time. All right, so right here, I've written down the firing order of the Chevy 350. So we've got 1, 8, 4, 3, 6, 5, 7, 2. We just did 1 and 6. You can see that those are exact opposites here. So Next, we'll rotate the engine so that 8 is at top dead center of the compression stroke, where the exhaust valve is about to start opening. And then once we're here, we can set the valve lash on cylinder number 5's exhaust valve, just like we did with number 1 and 6, and then continuing to go through with 4 and 7, 3 and 2, and then you actually wrap back around and set the lash for cylinder number 1's exhaust valve and cylinder number 6's intake valve. And then again, you just do the whole process. But from here, you'll move on to cylinder number 8, top dead center on the compression stroke, where you can set the valve lash for the intake valve and then set the valve lash for the exhaust valve on cylinder number 5. So that's all there is to it. Now, this can get a little confusing, and hopefully I explained it well enough that you understand. But if you don't, if you have any questions about anything, let me know down in the comments and I will make sure to answer those to the best of my ability. But that's gonna be it for this video. Just make sure to take your time with it and double check what you're doing, and go back in the video if you need to rewatch some of the stuff that I went over. But that's gonna be it for now. So if you found this video helpful, make sure you hit the like button and definitely subscribe. We have an entire playlist of engine rebuilding videos on this Chevy 350 right here. That playlist will be linked up in the top right corner if you need any help with anything else on rebuilding this engine. And hey, if you've been following along this series for a while now, consider joining our memberships. If you don't know what memberships is, there's going to be a blue join button down below this video next to the subscribe button. And basically it is a paid subscription to our channel that directly helps support us and make better content for you guys. So like I said, if you've been following along, if you found this video helpful, definitely check that out and consider joining our memberships. There's a lot of cool, really fun stuff in there. Lots of benefits for you guys too. Make sure you check those out, and that's gonna be it for this video. So thank you for watching, and I hope this helped.